There comes a moment in every soul's journey when words no longer suffice. When prayers stop being requests and start becoming vibrations. When the question is no longer what should I say to God, but how can I align myself to hear Him? If I want to talk to God, I must first learn to be silent. Not the silence of absence, but the silence of presence. The kind of stillness that opens a doorway between the seen and the unseen. Because the truth is simple, yet rarely understood. You do not speak to God through words. You speak through your frequency. In the chaos of daily life, we forget that we are vibrational beings. Every thought, every emotion, every breath carries a frequency that either brings us closer to or distances us from the divine field of love. Fear, anger, envy, resentment, these are heavy notes. They lower our frequency, creating static between us and the source. Imagine trying to tune a radio filled with interference. The signal is always there, but the distortion keeps you from hearing the music. That music is God. The Creator never stops broadcasting. But we must rise above the noise to receive the signal clearly. You are both the receiver and the transmitter. Your body, mind, and soul form the antenna of consciousness. When this instrument is scattered by stress, fear, or constant distraction, the divine message can't come through. So the first practice is breath. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and feel the air entering not just your lungs, but your entire energy field. Exhale slowly, releasing every weight, every anxious thought, every story of control. Breathing with awareness aligns your inner rhythm to the rhythm of creation. You begin to remember that you are not a separate entity begging the universe to listen. You are part of the very breath of the universe itself. Each conscious breath is a whisper back to God. I am here. I remember. Fear is the great barrier. It locks the heart and dims the soul. It tells you that God is far away, that you are unworthy, that you are alone. But fear is not real in the divine sense. It is only the shadow created when love is forgotten. When you release fear, you don't need to call God. He was never gone. You simply remove the walls that block the light. To talk to God is to let go of the illusion of separation. It is to remember that the same energy that spins galaxies also flows in your veins. You are light. You are vibration. You are the divine in human form. There's a sacred art to stillness. It is not passivity. It is participation in the most profound act of listening. Find a quiet moment each day. Sit in a place where the world can't reach you. Breathe, and let your thoughts drift like clouds passing through a vast open sky. Do not chase them. Do not hold them. Simply watch them dissolve. In that space between one thought and another, you will feel it. The subtle hum of existence. The vibration of consciousness itself. That is God's voice. Not thunder, not words, but resonance. When you dwell in this field of awareness, you are no longer talking to God. You are being with God. Divine connection is not meant for temples or mountaintops alone. It must flow into your everyday life. When you speak kindly, when you act with compassion, when you pause before reacting in anger, you are maintaining your vibrational clarity. You cannot hold divine frequency while judging another. You cannot feel oneness while feeding fear. Instead, bring presence into the small things. The way you prepare your meal, the way you walk, the way you listen to another person without interrupting. In those moments of awareness, the divine frequency vibrates through you, transforming the ordinary into the sacred. Gratitude is the emotional frequency closest to divine light. When you give thanks, not as ritual but as realization, your entire field expands. Each thank you is a note that harmonizes your energy with the source. It says, I recognize the light in all things. I see the divine pattern even in my pain. When gratitude becomes your natural vibration, communication with the divine becomes effortless. You are no longer searching for signs. Your entire life becomes the sign. To connect with God is to dissolve the illusion of distance. The moment you stop seeking and start remembering, You discover that the divine has always been here. The body is temporary, but the frequency you carry is eternal. Even when the body falls away, the vibration of your soul continues to sing within the infinite field of creation. You do not reach God, you return to your natural frequency. And so, if I want to talk to God, I must not shout into the heavens. I must quiet the storm within. I must become light enough to rise, gentle enough to listen, and pure enough to feel. When peace replaces fear, when silence replaces noise, when gratitude replaces lack, the divine connection is no longer a mystery. It becomes a living experience. Because the truth is not that you need to find God. The truth is that you have never been apart. You are the conversation. You are the vibration. You are the frequency through which the Creator experiences its own light. So if you want to talk to God, don't look up, look within. In the space behind your thoughts, in the warmth of your breath, in the quiet awareness that simply is, there you will find Him. Not as a voice, but as a vibration. Not as a distant being, but as the eternal presence of love, waiting patiently for you to remember who you are. You don't have to call God. You only have to return to His frequency.